People's Artist, which is a celebration to support your creative vision and talents. So the winner, by vote, will be welcomed into the creative world of the Art of Elysium, will be featured in Art Forum, and will receive $25,000. So on behalf of a charity that is very dear to me, the Art of Elysium, good luck and thanks for the support.
Hey, you guys, that Johnny Depp competition, if you're looking at this and you're actually like watching this, even if I'm competing, hey, no shade or anything, but here's what I think you actually should do. My friend asked me, okay, why are you in this competition? It's a trap. Now, I'm going to be very honest about this, okay? And this may get me in trouble with the competition itself, but I'm going to give you the multiple perspectives because I'd like to look at things like bird's eye view, 360 degrees. Number one, yes, it is a trap in the sense that if you buy a number of votes, let's just say that there's somebody in the competition who is a newbie and thinks that this is their shot, and they happen to have a very wealthy relative, friend, lover, or they themselves. All it takes when it gets down to the last 10 is to buy the win, right? So then you're buying a spot and you're buying
into the creative world of the Art of Elysium,
and you're buying
featured in Art Forum,
and you're buying
$25,000.
buying the representation and the exposure. The second thing that happens is that when it first opened up, I can definitely tell you they did not tell you that it would go in rounds. I didn't see it. It's probably in the fine print somewhere on the website. And because I did the competition from before, that's how I knew. I was like, hey, this is probably going to go in tiers. They may not tell us and everything. Because if the one that we did was such a big hit and they made their money and bounced, you know, then it's great to repeat the thing again. Is that you don't know if it's gonna how many rounds it's gonna be or how many people it's gonna be in. Sometimes people, just buying the thing. So yeah, it's a trap because basically it can be bought. Okay. Now here's the way that it may not be a trap. Okay, let's talk about some potentialities. Here's some potentials. Number one, yes, it is exposure. You don't know. Maybe somebody is looking at you as you make it further along. And so it's worth it to try. For me, I think that that's cool. I like to put my face wherever I can if I feel like I can show up and crush the job and bring the lights. But then also to you from that perspective, given those two things, I don't want you to try to stress out like, me winning this thing and come out of your pockets with it. Also, there is the exposure. I don't know who's actually looking at the top 10 or whoever the other competitors are. But if the people back there are actually worth their salts in terms of artists and not just people trying to cash in on their name, then what they're actually going to do is be paying attention to who's moving up and who's getting voted. And as that happens, if they are even more worth their salt, those will be people that they actually want to create work with, be they visual artists, musicians, performing artists, or whatever their medium is. If they are wise enough, I rarely see it, but I'm like that. I keep a Rolodex of people that I want to eventually contact because I'm a networker and I'm an artist. Check out PhysFest, the New York's first physical theater fest. Shout out to PhysFest. That is one of my favorite things to have participated in because I got to look at hundreds of people submitting their work and then talk about it with colleagues who saw as I did, but also different than I did. And since all of our core is there to show up for that artistry and to put that on display, there may be some people on Johnny Depp's team that are there for that, but it may not be his team. He may just be lending his name to it. So hey, I'll still throw my hat into the ring. Fine. If you want to vote for me, vote for me. I'll keep updating you. Like I kind of was off, so I was in the ninth. There's gonna be another circuit, and then if it seems like it's the finals, I'll let you know, and I'll be working on stuff. I'm still doing stuff. By the way, Diamond did put out 2 songs.
I'm going for everything. Elevate. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Cool in the storm, I'm sure.
Then now we've got a third jingle.
Fuck around. Find out. Fuck around. Find out. Fuck around. Find out.
So we're being productive over here. Okay, now, final thought for how it should have gone with the other competition and how I think it also should go with this competition. Which, hey, you guys, that Johnny Depp competition, if you're looking at this and you're actually like watching this, even if I'm competing, hey, no shade or anything, but here's what I think you actually should do. If you have some artists that are actually there, like if Johnny Depp is actually there, or if you have some other people who are actually doing art, have two winners. Have the winner who gets the most votes so that we can just, people are going to buy that. They're just going to buy it, okay? People are just going to pay for the clicks. And then secondly, have a board's choice. You know what I mean? When I'm thinking about the competition that happened before, if they'd have had a massive sweep of people who voted for somebody, but it was still left up to the judges, they'd have to deal with like American Idol levels of fallout. They have to go through all that rigmarole. And that may be difficult. They may not have the language. They may not want to have to go through that. It may not have the time. But if you say, hey, leave it up to the clicks, number one, that solves your engagement for having people be more involved. Number two, it alleviates you of the accountability for the outcome. But number three, then, it means it's susceptible to people who either have massive followings that they can just email and say, hey, I'm a finalist. And if I win this, I win a bunch of money and this and the third. And then all it's got to do is all of their followers, which they've had over a few years, they just got to go click. And then a person who has a grassroots movement is squished, which is why it can seem like a trap for people who have seen it before and things like that. And so, what I think that should have happened, and also what I think is a good idea, is that you have two winners or even three, and then there's different things for those three winners. The people who had the clicks, let them have something with their engagement. The people who have where the artists pick it, work with them. And then if there's like a fan favorite of the mix of the three, do a combination of the three. You know what I mean? And then I think that the longer term, what will happen is that people who get into these competitions will start to respect them more. Because the person who wrote me this is a brilliant artist. I'm not gonna out her, okay? But she is a scientist of her arts, and she's an 80s baby. Okay, so I think that with these changes, what you would actually do is, instead of like getting the money and getting like some engagement, getting people putting their art out there, you actually over time give people a sense that they actually can be seen or win, or have people looking at them because somebody's actually paying attention. You know what I mean? Somebody's actually paying attention, who is, or a few people are looking at it, that isn't just about the clicks or buying the votes and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I think that the respect for these things would go up. It's trusting in the grassroots, trusting in the people who actually care about their local artists. You know what I mean? And then watching these people, because people, they don't know. It's a way to kind of play on people's desires and dreams. But I'm down to say it because I've been in this one before. I don't need to win this one, but it'd be super dope. Maybe Johnny Depp sees my face. Hey, who knows? But also, shout out to all the other people competing, and good luck. All right, just go for it. Go for it anyway, and then keep doing it anyway. All right, keep an eye out for new music and new clips. All right, much love. Peace.